Groundwater chromium plume, Hinkley, California. Most of us know the city of Hinkley, California because of the movie Erin Brockovich. In fact, the city was at the center of a groundbreaking case involving the contamination of its groundwater system. The pollution of Hinkley groundwater supply originates in the 50s when a San Francisco-based company started discharging its untreated chromium-6 in Hinkley water system. The contaminated water was discharged into unlined pools, thus leaking into the aquifer serving Hinkley's residents' water needs. After years of battle, the case was settled, but the problems remained. Chromium. Most common forms of chromium that occur in water, chromium 3 and 6, are found naturally in rocks, plants, soil, volcanic dust, and even animals. Here, we can see a graph of worldwide chromite production mines. Here are some of the countries that have mine productions of chromite. It is worth noting that the United States does not have mine productions of chromite. Instead, chromium consumed by U.S. industry come from other countries. Now back to the city of Hinkley. From 1952 to 1972, PG&E discharged untreated chromium-6 into Hinkley unlined ponds. A long battle ensued between the company and the community, and the case was finally settled in 1996 for the amount of $333 million. After the settlement, 2004 was set as the deadline to reinforce drinking water standard, which was not respected. Thus, in 2008, National Toxicology Program study found that mice and rats who drank chromium-6 water developed stomach and intestinal tumors. Following the study, in 2010, EPA completed a draft that classified oral exposure to chromium-6 as likely to be carcinogenic to humans, but didn't move forward due to strong lobbying. The same year was the first ever test from chromium-6 in U.S. tap water. Chromium was present in 31 of the 35 cities that were tested, with 25 of the cities containing levels above public health goal. Chromium health goal is 0.02 parts per billion. But after a long battle between the chromium industry and health authorities, legal limit was set to 10 parts per billion, which is 500 times the health goal. Using the data collected from the testing, we can see some of the chromium level in water systems across the U.S. One thing we can notice is that the water levels of chromium in Hinkley, California is much larger than most of the systems across the U.S. So why is chromium-6 such a big deal? Well, exposure to chromium-6 can cause lung cancer, liver damage, reproductive problems, developmental harms. Based on estimates, if left untreated, chromium-6 in tap water will cause more than 12,000 excess cases of cancer by the end of the century. The water contamination in Hinkley had major impacts. It had an environmental impact such as air pollution, soil contamination, groundwater pollution, biodiversity loss, fire, loss of landscape, waste overflow, surface water contamination. There was also socio-economic impact such as displacement, loss of livelihood, violation of human rights, loss of landscape, and obviously a health impact such as cancer, malnutrition, exposure to unknown risk, and mental problem. Since the settlement, PG&E has been working towards removing all the chromium in the water system. To date, at least half of the cancer-causing chemical has been removed from the site. It has been converted to chromium-3, which should be noted can be reconverted into chromium-6 in water. Also, Hinkley is almost a ghost city now, as many of the residents have relocated due to water issues. I hope you enjoyed the little presentation, and here you can find some of the references that were used to create this presentation. Thank you.